Hello and welcome to the Microphotonics Imaging Laboratory here in Allentown, Pennsylvania. We're happy to have you with us today. Each month we're going to be going through some new tips and tricks videos to help you get the most out of your SkyScan Micro CT instrument.
Hello and welcome to this month's edition of the Microphotonics Tip of the Month series. Today we're going to be talking about what push-button operation is for your SkyScan 1275, as well as how to set it up and best use it for your research studies. So the SkyScan 1275 is a pretty special high-speed instrument in our lineup, which is perfect for studies where you need to do a lot of samples in a short amount of time but get great results nonetheless. So one of the best ways to use this when you're going to be imaging the same type of sample over and over and over is to enable push-button operation. And so push-button operation can save you a lot of time when you have a repeated sample study where your sample isn't changing very much between scans. So instance, say you had 100 vials that you wanted to scan. This would be a perfect application for push-button operation because you could set up the parameters each day, and then for every subsequent sample throughout the day you would just load the sample in the instrument, push the big green button on the front of the instrument, and it would do everything automatically for you without you needing to input any parameters. So this is a great way to try and ensure that your results aren't changed by scanning parameter changes in the middle of a study, because every sample will be scanned like the one before it, because you're going to be following the same main scan settings. So the first step in setting up push-button operation is to go ahead and put in one of your samples. So we're going to go ahead and put this in here. This is already adjusted where we want it, so we want a 20 micron voxel for this vial, and we want focus on the seal region, so we're looking at about 8 millimeters for our stage height. It's a good idea to go ahead and rotate your sample, make sure it's staying within your field of view during the range of rotation angles you're going to be using. So we're nicely centered in this case, so we're pretty good. So keep in mind we want a 20 micron voxel size, and we need to be at a stage height of 8 millimeters in order to keep our vial seal region within our area of interest. So the next step is going to be to set up the scan parameters. So if we go to scanning options, we can give it a name. Let's call this vial 1, or let's just call it vial. We can put it in a destination folder. I've already set that. We'll do our standard imaging protocols. So we'll do a 0.4 rotation step, averaging 4, 360, random movement, X-ray off, and open the specimen chamber after scanning. This way we can quickly A, know when the scan is done, and B, swap in our new sample on a similar size mount to keep going. So we're going to go ahead and click close here because everything looks good. Now we want to be able to enable push button operation. So to do that, we're going to go into our options menu, preferences, and if you scroll to the bottom of the preferences menu, there's a section called push button, and you can enable push button starts. So push button operation will be enabled, and so we know that we want to be at 8 millimeters. So if this didn't say 8 millimeters, we could type that in, 8 millimeters like that. In terms of set pixel size, we're going to have it go to our 20, which we want. We want to create a new subfolder for each data set, and we want to start each data set to be numbered 1 and then sequentially therefore after. So since we haven't started the study, 1 is a great place to start. There's a couple other options you could enable. You could have it automatically start the reconstruction after scanning is done. If you want to do that, you would check this box and tell it to use either a predefined protocol, which you'd have to set up already in Recon, or using the previous settings. Both of those can be adjusted in Recon. Similarly, after reconstruction, you could have it open either in CTVox or Data Viewer, but if you're doing a bunch of samples, this is probably not a great idea because you'll end up with a lot of instances open if you keep having it pop up. So for now, I'm going to leave those off, but if you want to save some time, you could also have reconstruction turned on. That way you know it's being reconstructed under the same settings each time as 2. However, I kind of like to go in and fine-tune things like ring artifact correction just to make sure they're looking their best for each data set. So we're going to click OK. And now, with the door open, we will show you what it looks like when we do push-button scanning. So after putting your sample in the instrument and having your filter in place, go ahead and push the green button and you'll see that it'll change from push to start all the way to cycle started. The door will automatically close, the sample will position itself, and then the imaging will begin using the scanning parameters and into the destination folder which you previously specified. I hope this tip of the month video has been helpful for you. If you have any questions, as always, please feel free to reach out to us here at Microphotonics. We're always happy to help you continue to get the best you can out of your SkyScan instrument. Thanks and have a great day.
Hello. Thank you for watching this installment of our video tip of the month. At Microphotonics, we strongly believe that the research you do changes the world, and we're happy to support you in your efforts through these videos, through our advanced training courses, and our annual workshops. Through these efforts, we strive to make sure that you are getting the most from your Bruker Micro CT machine. If you have any questions on this video or any other questions, feel free to give us a call or send us an email. Thank you again, and have a good day.